They play it quite poorly here. It's like Noah uses Ghost and begins to kite. And then, you know, there's a world where Fnatic should just fucking walk forward and fight. You know, they need to rock and roll and fight. Here, you know, it's like plain and simple. They baited too hard. They baited way too hard. Noah has no cleanse, and they give away a kill in the Varus and Ashe lane, which is obviously not good at all. It's a very, very swingy lane. And Razor needs to get level 6 before he can do anything to punish these flashes, right? There's no flash on Base, no flash on Lehends, Noah has no flash. Especially now with Humanoid being on the back foot. Humanoid being on the back foot in mid after burning flash. Chovy is just posturing on him. Like, Chovy is tethering so well. It's like you have the Q cooldown now because he Qs the rock, because Humanoid wants to, you know, push in the wave. And Chovy is just going to punish instantly, man. Chovy doesn't let anything happen in front of him. Like, every time they're panning over to Chovy in terms of how he lanes, he's just an absolute demon. And just the way he spaces, like, great trade on his side, on his end. And just because Humanoid queued the wave, which is a natural thing to do on Talia, right? So based off of the mid condition here, June is crossing through mid, but so is Rumble. Based off mid condition, they lose the first Void Grubs. K'Sante is also off base, so he's walking and he is in position. Razork here is just wasting time. Razork here is spotting for information, but he should just rush 6 and do golems and then base and go into bottom side, right? So I think this is a little bit of a waste of time. But he spots information, right? So it is what it is. But for me here in this spot, it's very obvious the enemy is doing it. I like what Lehends did here, right? Is during this entire sequence, look at Lehends, how he moves. He makes sure to never show. Here Lehends didn't show, he didn't show, he didn't show, which allows Kalista to play the game, right? It's like, here Lehends didn't show yet, didn't show. If you don't fight, never show. As jungle and support, if you're not contesting and making a difference, don't show your face. It's a very important lesson. Because you are so much larger when you're not seen, because you could be anywhere, right? Naturally. Alright. Kalista getting that Tabi base is also massive, right? Against double Halo Blades. And you have... just Ninja Tabi is solid. We fast forward a little bit. Fnatic secured the first dragon, which is, you know, solid. June looks for a little arrow on mid-wave. No hit this time around. Chovy doesn't even flinch, doesn't even W. The big one in this one is how Fnatic plays side. I think that's the biggest takeaway. It's like Fnatic, how Razork and June contest and judge information real time is really impressive. It's like really like elite level. Here, I think that the crucial thing is that Rumble needs to just hold his Kalista ult as long as he can. He still has time. You can see it rotating here. This is the timer. He still has time to hold it. He can just wait for Varus Q to run out, or he can let Kalista get into a better position so he can actually CC the Varus. Because here, at the moment Varus starts channeling Q, he won't have damage if this doesn't go through. It's very important for Varus to proc his Q on, of course, 3 stacks of Blight, which he has because of the Varus ult on him, right? And in this moment, I think that if they just simply waited for his Q to not cast or the Blight stacks to be gone, they are hard winning this. But instead, as you can see here, he jumps in and 3 Blight stacks are procced, which means that Noah will have Q cooldown almost fully refunded. And in this moment, you see that he drops very low. June, I think it does an unnecessary flash. I'm not sure why he flashes here. It's like he flashes before the Rumble ult. I think that June could flash a little bit better here. And then here, this Q flash, this is without W. So this is against a Ninja Tabi target. It's not necessary. But Humanoid gets 2, so he's of course very happy. But it's in trade of Chovy. But in the end, Chovy also took package here. So I think here, you know, trade-off is very solid. I think it's a good situation for Fnatic simply because Chovy did use package. So it means that for Drake too, he's not going to have it. You know, I just want to talk about one thing, is that a lot of people are talking shit about Noah, right? And I do think that he is not like a great player, right? In the context of an MSI. And I've talked for a very long time how bot lane is just a horrible role for Europe. The main question you need to ask yourself, right, is when people say replace Noah, it's like, you need to ask yourself with who, right? It's like, who are you gonna get? You know, that's always, it's like people always talk shit. Like, for example, SK as well, they make acquisitions. Yeah, Kazi declined. So what, we should hold Kazi at gunpoint? Apparently the rumor is Kazi declined and wanted to join Vitality with Mac and Pad. So what? So it's like, what, we should hold him at gunpoint? Yeah, let's hold him at gunpoint. Yeah, let's get Ruler. Let's get Ruler, guys. It's like, people don't provide like an abstract solution. It's just, here's a problem. You know, it's like, you know, sure, Ice had a great split, but who would have thought that? Who predicted Ice to be as good as he was? He looked like Ghost in the first split, and then all of a sudden he started playing carries. You know, it's like no one wants to provide an abstract solution. It's like, you have to gamble really hard. I think Noah just needs more time. You know, it's just AD carry is just a very rough role. It's like you're like I said this. Like people talk down on Paze, but Paze is only bad in the context of Jackie Love, in the context of Gumayushi, in the context of Viper, in the context of Elk. Like, that's a completely different conversation than Paze against any Western AD carry. So, in this situation, on the bot side, Wukong is hovering into top. He's trying to contest with Oscarinin, but Oscarinin is currently losing the matchup. It's like, Camille doesn't have strong bases. Keen can just buy armor. Like, he has Icemoon Gauntlet advantage top. So it just means that Sejuani secures Void Grub 6, right? So it's like Void Grub 6, there's 6 Void Grubs, which is of course problematic. And I think once again, I think it's just a question of like Wukong and Camille lock-in. Like, these champions are just too weak early. They're not playing on the same pace as these champions. I just fucking accidentally spit on my screen when I said playing. Luckily, you guys are watching me on stream, and you didn't get my coughing baby attack. Incredible that Oscarinin survives here, right? This dive is, you know, solid play. It's like, I think that Keen, maybe it's a little bit rushed, right? Because Keen gets Q3 here, and he has 2 seconds cooldown on it. I'll just move my camera up so you can actually see the CDs. It's just better. And Oscarinin gets out. But this still hurts him, right? It's like, Oscarinin gets out, but with no TP back, and this is a Kesanta that has 6 grubs and gets hit for free. I do think that Oscarinin had a very solid series today. I don't think he was problematic. It's like here, like this what happened here. How is him losing 6 grubs his fault at all? It's just a question of champion choice, right? It's like if he had TF Volibear, I think really they would scale well. They would have a really good cohesive composition. Enemy, maybe they build Mercs, but then you have like Lethality Varus really popping. You know, like I think that there's more to be done. What do you think about Camille Galio here? I don't like it. Camille Galio sucks. It's so hard to draft because it means that you see 2 solo laners. These are not champions that you can blind. So in this game they pick Talia on 3. You want them to be Galio on 3? Like it's not really a thing. We jump forward. Eventually Lehens gets caught on Tribush and they snap. There's a little arrow from June. June on Ashe was wonderful. Really good. Treasure Hunter procs. And now this extends to the Drake. We talked about it before. The enemy has no package. And no package. They open on mid wave. And Thalia is pushing bot for free. This is very, very good. Like, very, very good information assessment. They spotted Lehens, and now there's full vision on bottom side. This is like a trend. It's like June really secures Humanoid to push side the whole game, the whole series, which allows them to really, really like punish Chovy on side. This was like a crucial thing. I talked about it in my rundown. I was like, how can Fnatic be competitive against Gen.G? I said that they need to 3v3 and walk on Chovy's side. They can't, they need to contest where Chovy is. It's very important. And 3v3. Because I think it's something that Lehens doesn't do so well. Like, Lehens doesn't do that so well. And I was very happy to see that aspect today. Thalia is playing off the vision that she has bought to push. As you can see, full vision. And now hovers into the mid wave. Fnatic are tethering to the situation. Here is this little cheeky ward is giving Gen.G full information. Gen.G is contesting from bottom side. Honestly, just let Bo roll swap to ADC. He has the mechanics anyway. I guess I can reveal now. It's like, this is something that I wanted and considered actually for Bo. I do think Bo could be a very, very good ADC. Like what you're talking, 7 revolves, I think that's like a base idea. I think Bo ADC would be mental. I think Bo ADC would legit be better than most ADs in Europe, if not just the best. Alright, so the 50-50, favorable for Fnatic. They have the, like here, once again, Humanoid plays this beautifully. Alright, the next situation here, Humanoid, this sequence here, he goes into bottom side and he wants to steal that wave. He wants to make sure that the enemy doesn't get the tier 1 for free. And here, Kalista and Rumble, they walk into, like, I think it's weird that Wukong crosses the top side, but he's just looking at, of course, at the Herald. So here, Kalista, Rumble walk into midway to defend. And then here, Humanoid, he has Mercs, and additionally, Canyon has no ultimate. So Humanoid is just defending the tier 1. Like, he is defending tier 1. It's a massive play, really big. I think Wukong made a mistake, though, because look at what Wukong is doing. Like, Wukong is crossing into top side for absolutely nothing, and then he crosses back into bot side. Like, these details matter a lot, because in a world where Humanoid wasn't bold enough to actually posture on this, this is rough. ADC is the role with the most raw mechanical skill. Yeah, because you have no other contribution. It's like you have very little agency as an AD carry. That's why, like, a lot of, like the Gumiushi analogy, right, where he says, I'm the egg in a ramen, is because he has very little agency. Like, he can execute on fights, lane well, and then most of the time, what he can and cannot do is very decided by the people that have agency, which is jungle, support, and solo laners, because they are the ones that can move. AD carry is like, I push mid, and then my options are very limited, you know? I need to walk when my homies walk, you know? Here Wukong is crossing through again. This is very nice. You can see just June like opening on bottom side. Like this is the sequencing where June just drops a ward for Thalia, which is very nice. They're always making sure that they have vision. This little ward that I mentioned on Drake is just fucking them over. It's like June is doing a very standard thing, but he's walking on vision and expects them to not have vision. Because it makes sense to expect them to not have vision here. Based on the sequence before, him putting wards and then Rumble basing, he's counting that Rumble doesn't have vision here. This is also cool play from Razork. Like, they're just making sure that Humanoid can actually actively contest the Koki on side, and they managed to get a tier 1 off of it. You know, the big issue that they're gonna face, right, is that Chovy will actually have the package coming into the next Drake, because he didn't use it for Drake, right? Drake 2, and then he is now in a situation where like he can just rotate the next package into it, you know? Fast forward. You can't wall off the Herald when nobody is driving it. Oscarinian is pushing. Still 1 minute till the Drake. Fnatic is crossing into bottom side. Good ward here from Humanoid, spotting. Here, Chovy sees a moment where he spots Wukong on mid, right? Wukong is now spotted on mid. So Humanoid putting rocks down incentivizes Chovy to full send it. Yet in this moment, I think if Chovy flashes over this Ash Arrow, I think that he can really make a game-breaking play, right? Some people talk about like, oh, he didn't judge the hitbox, thought he dodged it. I think that's fair, but you know, at this point, Ash hitbox, we all know it's kind of goofy. This is a very, very massive play. Camille TP, Chovy decides to not flash. I think June, of course, can give this kill over. I think it's just that I really like how June and Razork always contest bottom side, make sure that there's vision on bottom side, so Humanoid can actually always stand on the wave. Like everything about this game has been around this pixel and the vision on bottom side, and this is a very massive swing. It's very easy to become very over-eager, because here, 27, Chovy will have TP and he will have passive, right? He will have passive and he will have TP. You used Wukong ult, you used Ash Arrow, you used Talia Wall. You know, this is a moment for you to reset and make sure that you play on top side. I think that you can take it easy here. Here Talia is opening, and for some reason, you know, Humanoid is forced to TP into the situation. I really don't like that Fnatic decide to actually contest this, you know. I think this is just troll. This is very, very bad. It seems like Fnatic is not on the same page, because I would just like Humanoid to push top all the way for them to accept here. I understand to some degree, right? Because if Chovy, like, it's good to soft contest, because you don't want to be in a situation where Chovy doesn't use package and you fear the package that has not been taken. So I understand to some degree that you want to soft contest just so Chovy has to burn TP and he has to go and burn passive. Because the worst case scenario would be is you don't soft contest, he doesn't burn TP, he doesn't burn package, and he just waits in base while his team takes the Drake. Like something extreme like that. So soft contesting does make sense, but it's just a little bit too much. A little bit too much. Razork dies, and of course they get the Drake over that too. We jump forward. A big problem still, you know, I mentioned the issue of Camille. Like look at Camille's inventory. Like she's 1.2k gold behind because of the K'Sante taking the full turret with 6 grubs, right? It's just his items are so much cheaper and the path to them are so much more elegant, right? His items are so much cheaper, and even here, if Camille spends her gold and buys a fucking Tiamat and fucking Vampiric Scepter, like, well, what does it matter, you know? Like, it doesn't matter at all if she buys Tiamat. These components just suck ass. And I think that's the biggest issue of Camille, like, just the in-between. Just the in-between is just too bad. And now the big issue, as mentioned before, is like Corki can rotate his packages on every Drake. So Chovy will base, get the package, he has TP also in unison with, of course, that timer. Now Corki has Malignance, and there is no instability, right? It's like Fnatic need to hold position and then poke the enemy on the entry. But here, I think the biggest issue for Fnatic in this series was just their fight understanding, the range understanding. Genji did a much better job of like tethering to the enemy, playing on cooldowns. Like here, I don't know why Razor walks up so much. I think here, just walking up so much to hit this ping, these type of things I really don't like, you know? Like this is just, like Razor hitting this ping is just so bad. It's just really... It's like you throw away your whole position. Because here, they threw some spells, poked, and if you've watched a lot of these reviews, you know that I always talk about these 3 lines that you want to enter, and now they have full info. They can poke from here, they can poke from here. It's a good position to be in. I think from that spot they could have also made sure to push out Keen, but Keen is so strong that like you need the whole family to push him out. You know? Let's continue. And at this point, you know, I think this game is decided. It's just simply decided. Too much of a swing. There's also, of course, the Nash attempt steal. It's oh so close. Oh so close. 110.25 down to 34. The Rend gets it, but also, you know, Genji not awake at all on the Rend. You know, not awake at all on the Rend. That's not something that should be even close. All right, the game is over. As mentioned before, I think the crucial thing was some of the bot plays, the extension on Drake 3, and then of course the preparation for Drake 4 was also disastrous. But I think that Wukong, Camille were just too slow. It's like, imagine I paint a graph, right? For the power curve. It's like, you have the bot lane, they start out quite strong, right? It's like Wukong starts quite weak. Camille starts like, her lane phase is strong, but her scaling, it's like, this is the power of the bot lane, right? And this is where they want to gain value, right? Over Kalista, Rumble, right? They want to gain value in the first 5 minutes of the game, right? This is time. This is power, okay? This is very simplified, right? And then it's like Wukong is playing, is like on this timer, right? And then eventually, like Varus and Ashe will begin to fall off, right? And then Wukong, it's like, Wukong's value is going to go up here, but a lot of things get decided for Varus Ashe at this point of the game, you know? And then just because Sejuani can match this power, they can get the bigger swing and they can snowball, right? And then Sejuani still might maybe fall off, but it just doesn't matter, you know? Audoman says Noah is such a liability. What's your opinion on that? Yeah, I don't think Noah's a great player. Like, I don't know. I guess it's kind of boring for me that like the main thing that first time chatters come in to talk about is like, oh, on Twitter people say that Noah is bad. What do you think about that? It's like, let's look at the game for what it is, you know? Let's look at the game for what it is. And I don't care about listening about Noah should be removed from Fnatic until people tell me who they should get. You know, Kazi is a good shout, but Kazi didn't want to come. Ice is interesting. Like, give me some names. Let's make it interesting if you think Noah should be out. Because I tell you, a lot of players you send in here are going to be just as bad. Isn't he the reason they got here in the first place? No, he's not. That's also a cope take. That's a cope take that I've read many times. Nah, flagged for 20, man. Go fuck yourself. Let's continue. So it's like basically it's like Wukong's power curve is just, I don't know. Like especially when enemy bot lane can contest. It's like if enemy bot lane was weaker and Ashe Varus can like perma fight, then it's fine. But it's just that you need to make sure that your 3v3 is stronger. It's just so important, you know. And the game is over. All right, let's go into game number 2. Let's pull up the draft first. So the main thing I didn't like about this, right? So we have the Nami steal away, but with the Draven variant. So no Jhin, right? No Jhin. No Jhin. K'Sante gets picked on 3, which makes sense. The enemy is showing Lucian and Xin Zhao. K'Sante is pretty solid against both. And they get to 5-pick mid. I like the 5-pick mid, especially against a player that has shown like LB prowess. So with that being said, you know, I think it makes a lot of sense, you know, to pick K'Sante and drop 4-5 with mid lane into 5-pick. This was a good Kha'Zix spot in my opinion. Like Kha'Zix is good against Xin Zhao, good against Milio. I think it's solid against Lucian, right? This is the champion that I don't like. It's like Poppy is fine against K'Sante, but maybe Poppy is just OP because the R can get you like a lot of value, and Poppy works to mark K'Sante. But I just worry because here in this spot you can go, for example, Malphite, right? It's like Poppy is not good against mid laners. It just isn't, you know? It's really not a good against any mid lane. You can also pick Ornn, because Poppy is just not good against Draven, in my opinion. That's in my mind, you know. And that's what I'm thinking about the most here. I feel like Malphite Ornn would give them tools and would actually pressure the Draven and Aurelion Sol to pressure the Aurelion Sol and the Draven to play differently. It's just Poppy doesn't do that. In the case where Lucian is ahead, Orianna is ahead, then Poppy can be very good to mark these two. But I think the same thing can be said for Malphite and Ornn. That's why. But then again, you know, Oscarini and Poppy, it's like one of his best champs. He's one of the best Poppy top lane in the world, honestly. He's carrying the torch of Vichichachi. So of course, going for comfort does make sense, you know? We can highlight that fact for sure. It's like, Malphite does fine against K'Sante too. I think the main thing here is like, maybe if you pick Malphite, maybe enemy goes fucking Silas on 5 or some shit, you know? But of course, I repeat, Oscarini's Poppy is one of his best champs. So let's take a look at the game. How about Camille Galio here? You're blinding Galio, like. You're blinding Galio and you have Zinza, Lucian, Milio already. I don't like it. You blind Galio, you're gonna have a miserable game. You have a weaker jungle, like you don't want to play that. It's just bad. So Aurelion wins early. Pays Lehens on Draven Nami. Push early as well. Poppy's doing well. Chovy is cold. Just a little chunk. What counts as Galio? What is he good against? He's good against... Like, he's good when your jungler is stronger than enemy jungle. Yamato, can Fnatic fix the problems with Doomed? Like, Doomed in what way? Like you want them... They don't have problems per se. They are just weaker individually than Gen G. And it showcases in team fights. There's nothing to fix there. That's like fucking years of work and just talent at that point. Because macro-wise, I think Fnatic did solid. You know? They did solid. Fnatic macro-wise really competed. They had good ideas, but it's just when it comes to team fighting, that's where mechanics really showed themselves. And Gen G was just better there, you know? They tether way better, they space way better, their awareness of cooldowns is way better, their positional awareness is way better. Like, these things really add up fast when it comes to getting through that door. That's why I thought that G2 is going to struggle. Even though they've re-innovated themselves macro-wise, they will have to face the music when it comes to, of course, the team fights. And that's where all of these teams that have been aware of these macro concepts for long, they definitely are, all they're doing is practicing team fighting to elevate, their cohesiveness in fights. Bilibili, T1, Genji, it's like the macro is like, it's like to have a foot in the door even in their regions, you know? But we continue. Humanoid is doing well, you know, he still has no basin, he got a gank on Chovy from Zenzao, so like he's chilling, right? This was also painful, like Canyon stole Raptors already, and now he stole the Wolves too, and I don't know if Canyon did this intentionally, because here in this spot, like, just because he killed the crab now at this particular timer, based off of Zenzao timer, he guaranteed that the crab will spawn topside. I don't think he did that intentionally. Like, it's just a funny coincidence to point out. Canyon smites, you know? Canyon smites. And then he gets, of course, the grubs too. And Canyon is so far ahead. He's monster far ahead. So strong. Reaches 6, so accelerated. And then we have this moment here where Humanoid is just basing on the wave and he is in his shop or something. Because maybe, you know, maybe if he's awake here, like, Canyon just straight up dies, you know? Because keep in mind, Humanoid still has flash. But with Dirk, he also has lethal through the ult, so maybe it doesn't matter. Canyon fucking starts evolving in the middle of the lane. Evolving his Q, gets CC'd on the Xin Zhao. It's tough, it's tough. The fucking Canyon giving us flashbacks to Ambition, of course. We continue. So already Canyon's conditions are marvelous. It's like when you think of the Kazakhs, it's like he needs to have really good economy and play very selfish. In such a game, all these lanes are rather self-sufficient. Canyon just needs to straight up just farm, and then needs to reach level 11 for the W upgrade, and then it becomes very useful. It's very hard to execute that in every game. Like in some games you need to just cover, you need to walk on lanes and so forth. Like if Canyon was in a lane swap situation. Like for example, lane swap in this game would have been very interesting because enemy has Kazakhs. But they chose not to, right? So enemy has Lucian, like Nami Draven, and you have Poppy. Like lane swapping against Kazakhs makes sense because he has less time to clear, right? And I think that would have been cool. Oscarine here in this all-in, Keen misses a crucial Q here. They will show it on camera. Like this one, Oscarine Qs, and then this Q is the one that he misses, which makes Oscarine, be very, very far ahead here in this trade. So Oscarine feels comfortable to keep fighting, and then he's looking. Keen clips through, but he doesn't want to go through because he will get eaten to the wall. And Oscarine had maybe an angle to RQ if he gets him into the wall. I think the Oscarine has played really well at this tournament. Really, really good. I don't know, the fucking my bot just lagged really hard there. So Aurelion saw the moment he spots bot side, is just fighting all in. He has to ult to get out. And at least the void gaps get traded here for Drake. No more 6 void gaps with the enemy. Not sure what the fuck Lands is smoking here. Like, this is just so damn greedy. It's like your Draven's on the lane. Yeah, lane swap would have been really, really good. Then we have the Noah flash. Bro, imagine Xin Zhao didn't land the fucking W flash that he did, because they show it. It's like, Xin Zhao has a W flash that... that's atrocious, you know? I feel like Noah, at least in my experience, it just seems like a player that is really dealing with nerves, man. Really, really dealing with nerves, man. Humanoid with decent movement to get out, the phase rush. Let's fast forward a little bit because the fun chunk of this game happens a little bit later. I think the mid game begins with Canyon starting to low-key like running it down. This is also good too. Canyon shows. I like this play a lot from Razork as well with the Q and the hit here with the W. Like this is, you know, Fnatic really contests the side well. I like this, you know, really good. This is so strange. This was also rough, because it's a pretty good play, because here Chovy has no flash, and Poppy will get him into the wall. They CC chain him, they kill him. Like, it's a great play, but it's just so sad because he gets cancelled and then gets pulled through the wall, and then it's like a winning situation here for Fnatic where they punish early on top turns into such a shitty one. It is so sad, and And Poppy as well on top has 1 HP, has the Poppy ult, the fucking Aurelion Sol out. And here Chovy has no W just yet, you know. And then eventually Chovy will get W, so he just goes. It's very close to fucking Oscarini dies too, you know. Like, it's insanely close. Oscarini flashes. It's so sad, right? Because Hero is TPing because this Aurelion Sol is free kill. Like, it's such a good play, but he just gets cancelled, man. Because he just TPs so close. I really like this, you know. The fact that these two homies are always contesting, man, always contesting division, Lucian adjusting, you know, I love this. They fucking see people, they face check in, they go in. This is like good macro, you know, good macro. I appreciate this so much because they have to. They need to deal with the Kazakhs. 2v2, they don't win, so they need to pull June. That's why that I was about to call him a monkey, but I stopped myself. That guy on Twitter just said that June is doing nothing. It's just because he doesn't fucking see shit like this, you know? Like, he's fucking playing Milio. Like, would you want him to fucking Ankara Messi the enemy into like fucking his team? Like, what do you think of Poppy going Black Favor to be threat against Kisant inside? That's fucking horrible. That wouldn't make him into a threat. Now we continue. Fnatic just contesting River. This is a bit too fast here. Because now it's the opposite, right? Nami didn't show a mid-wave. Because Genji also recognized, bro, we need to pull Nami to the situation because we are not progressing the game on mid. So now Draven is catching and Zinza is playing way too fast because Orianna is on the wave. This is really, really not good, right? So look at the information that Zinza needs to judge. No Nami mid, Milio is not connected, and Orianna's on the wave. So Orianna's gonna kill this wave, and then someone's gonna catch. Then the moment they catch, you can face Shakira as 3, right? The Poppy going Black Cleaver, not Kisante. Yeah, I know, I think it's shit. I understood what you meant, and I still think it's garbage. No, you don't face check this either way, right? You have to. It's always bad to face check unless Aurelion Sol is catching. Here, Chovy is not on the top wave, so he just wants to fucking fight. He was looking for something, right? Very natural. Orianna's on the top wave. I need to punish because Orianna's gonna take this wave for free, and she does. We saw this as well from Humanoid, where he was looking to actively fight. This is where things start a little bit. Canyon out of position. Gets impaled by the W. Flashes out, has no E, and then of course with the W, he has the mark on him, so the E range is good. And this is, the first of many. Canyon really got caught a lot here on the Kazakhs. And it's like, you need to find positions to undermine the enemy, to W them as they exit spaces, and then it's, that's the whole point, Here, I think Oscarini really, Oscarini is playing well, but he needs to just fucking TP here, man. Just fucking TP here. He needs to mark them. This is a very good Nash call. But the fact that Oscarini is not with them means that he can't mark the Kisante with the W and his spells. And, he's not accomplishing much. Because look how much space this Kisante is creating. If Poppy is there, it's not the same, Like Poppy just needs to TP to the squad, It's not that Poppy does nothing. He ults out Draven and eats the Aurelion Sol into the wall, but look how much space Keen is allowed to create. You can't do this if Poppy's behind him. They just can't. Like all they need to do is stand here, hit Nash, and then Poppy, if he uses W on the Kisante that's going in, they can begin to hit him hard, and then they can begin to channel Poppy ult, and they get the 4v5 fight that is more favorable. I think that Just Poppy's position doesn't do anything here, I think. No, Poppy does not need to walk behind. It's really bad to walk behind. Santa just... like Poppy just needs to TP, and that's it. He needs a TP. He needs a TP, tank Nash, use spell on Kisanta that is entering, and then that's it. No, I disagree on covering real. Like, being Aurelion Sol into the wall, man, it doesn't matter. Like, another detail, right, why I like Poppy less is, once again, it's like Oscarin is good Poppy, really good Poppy, and he did a lot this game. I think just they have very little pressure on Draven and Aurelion. These guys can have really a lot of freedom to do what they want in fights. They have zero threat. The only threat is, of course, like Lucian and Orianna ult, but you can play around these. And I didn't see the culling. Let's see the culling. I didn't see the culling. Yeah, this culling is unnecessary. All right. Yeah, just Canyon just griefed again. Plain and simple. It's like Canyon needs to play these situations a lot slower and just keep Wing the enemy. They need to play on poke, they need to play on Nami spells, like they need to play on Aurelion Sol E. They just need to, like, basically, like, blue side has very little engage, so basically it's just a question of like rotating QW and melee W, right, to boost Lucian, and then see who gets the most poken. And at the same time, you have E of Aurelion Sol, you have W of Kha'Zix, and then Nami will heal and you spell on either Draven or Aurelion Sol. So, like, whoever strikes hard and goes in first should be losing, you know? Should be losing. So yeah, they managed to kill Kha'Zix for free. Canyon really like made two big mistakes in a row that gave, you know, Fnatic options to actually win the game, you know? The Poppy ult on the Kisanta is very neat. And then Genji is a little bit psychotic here. I thought here maybe there's a way for to turn. It's like these guys are only 3. Keep in mind, Kha'Zix is gone. I wonder if they can play here, man. I wonder if they can play here forward. Because that's a really good Poppy ult on the Kisanta, right? Is there an opportunity here for them to pull the trigger? I think they're respecting Draven E a little bit too much, you know? Because if we go back, let's check if Aurelion Sol used E. Like, yeah, Aurelion Sol used E now, so it's on cooldown as they walk forward. Like, here in this moment, I wonder if they can just do more, you know? They have so much. Maybe there's a game winner here in the position. But they reposition. Now Chovy pushes out Humanoid. Humanoid goes all the way back. Now the turn on pace finally happens. Maybe they waited cooldowns. Maybe they had no melee W. Maybe they had no Lucian E. It could be a question of like cooldowns not being ready when the Poppy ult lands on Kisanta. Could be, right? They have no CDs. They have no way of turning. That's also natural and normal, you know. Crazy that Razok survived here. Have the TP back from Poppy. It's a good flash from Noah. But also, like, Chovy is very optimistic here. Chovy is giga optimistic. Like, I don't know where the fuck he's flying, you know? Like, this was a rare Choviant. Rare Choviant. He didn't tether his play to the 3 they are backing off based on the Poppy TP, you know. But in the end, Fnatic get Drake, so that's like solid, you know. They're keeping in the game. Off of the back of Cannon's 2 crucial mistake, you know. Something that Chovy does so well is he just fucking goes top, ease the wave, pushes it, goes mid, ease the wave, lets Draven last hit it because you get stacks anyway, and then takes the Raptors, ease, and then he's just the awareness of Stardust collection is just so damn high. It's crazy high. Here we go again. Here we go again. Cannon no flash, doesn't use it. And this is just in preparation for Drake 4. Like, here in this spot, it's just that Fnatic, like, they're not judging their abilities well enough. Like, Genji is soft contesting because they don't want to lose position at Nash and they want to make sure that Fnatic pay a price, you know? They want to make sure that he pays a price, they pay a price for this Drake, and that's perfectly fine and all, but Fnatic is looking for a fight that's just simply is not going to happen. They don't have the tools to just walk on the enemy here, like they can't. They have no Orianna ult, they have nothing to provide here. Draven with rapid fire is just going to fucking auto, you know, in his forehead. This was one rapid fire cannon auto. It's like the poke game is just way better, I think, for Genji. It's like they need to find good trades with Lucian, with the W, but I think that here, like looking for this fight, they are really hoping that Genji is going to int. They are hoping that Genji is going to run it down. And I think looking for this type of fight is just bad. Like they should just have people getting ready for the Drake, take the mid wave, but they need to recognize they don't have tools to actually find a fight like this. They just don't, you know. There's no fight for them. Joey kind of ran it down here, but it doesn't matter too much. I think honestly Paze is just kind of running it down, no? Paze is just fighting the wrong people, or fucking Paze needs to go fight with these homies. Like Paze is just fighting on the wrong guy, and then he flashes on fucking Poppy out of all people. I guess he flashes Poppy ult, so it's fine. It's okay. I think if they all fight on the same front, that Aurelion Soul doesn't need to die. It's a good exhauster on the Aurelion. I was like Fnatic had like 4 situations where they could have gotten value, but it ended up like Genji just getting value because they fight a lot better. They fight a lot better. Not sure here what Keen is cooking. Like Aurelion Sol is showing on the mid wave. Your Kha'Zix is farming. Like Genji completely disconnected. Like these are mistakes that really shouldn't happen. But I'm not going to judge Genji based on one series and say, wow, they look worse than usual. You know, maybe I'm going to rate them different. No, I'm not going to really do that. I think my assessment of Genji is not going to change based on one series. It's like Canyon made some mistakes this one, but then he fucking got set in the game. Same thing for Keen. Mistakes happen, and I think that, you know, depending on the resistance in a series that you will feel, you will play different too. Like if you feel like you're getting opportunities and the game is easier, you are going to allow yourself to do a little bit more mistakes. The series is like 1-2, 0-2, 2-0 up, 1-0 up. Your mentality changes, and also your play changes too. It shouldn't, but it does, you know? I think Fnatic contested sides super well, and I think that's something that Bilibili doesn't do great. It's like Bilibili has the great early game, insane Drake fights, insane draft depth on each player. Like their biggest edge isn't macro, and Fnatic contested Genji in a lot of the side contestation. They managed to kill Chovy on side. That's not something that I've seen in a long time, by the way. Killing Chovy on side is a fucking feat, man. That's like something to fucking, you know, it's a feat of strength in the achievement tab. Killing Chovy on side is very hard. I like props to Fnatic for that, man. Sincerely. I like this is something that like T1 always struggle with, like Chovy farming on side and so forth, and how they secure him and how Canyon plays it on side. I think that's like so massive from Fnatic. They have really guts in the way they play. I think June really outperformed Lens today in terms of like map movements, you know. And this is like just round 2 Electric Boogaloo. Like he goes for the tier 2 because there's no objective up, so it does that, you know. Yeah, it's definitely a disservice to Fnatic to just say that Genji, like for sure, Canyon did plenty of mistakes this game where he got caught. I think that Keen did 2 back-to-back deaths, but he did this for the tier 2, so it's like fine. No shitting his pants. Hello?
Do you have time to eat together in 10 minutes?
Not really, Angel. We continue. This is this when I looked at this in real time, I was like, wow, the fucking Aurelion Soul just disappeared. But the thing is, it did damage to everybody. Because when I was watching this real time, I was like, wow, Aurelion Soul disappeared. What the fuck? Zinza ulted it away. What happened? Does it do damage? Does it do damage? Oh, is that Solari? No, Redemption is not timed with it. I think it might be Poppy Solari, because Poppy has Solari here, no? I think Oscarina has Solari. Poppy's not even there, man. Poppy's not even in fucking range. Poppy's not there, bro. Oh, that's fucking weird. I'm not gonna get stuck on it, man. It's like it did damage, didn't do damage. It's fucking weird, man. Weird across the board. But yeah, Keen is straight up running it down. Like Keen has no reason. Like the way you want to play this, right, is that you want to hold the mark here. If the enemy crosses here, then you just fuck them up, right? It's just that Keen crosses all the way through, and they are the ones funneling through a choke point. So these guys can't play, right? They simply can't play. Keen is just straight up running it down, you know? The initial engage is good, but here Keen should fucking W out, right? Plain and simple. So you can't expect Genji's backline to go through here on the choke point. It's a very nice Poppy ult, of course, and they kill Keen. And then with the TP back. Yeah, it's like Aurelion Sol did 6.5k damage. There's no way he didn't do damage, right? Canyon. I didn't know Canyon was such a seafood enjoyer, man. Such a seafood enjoyer. He just was in river for the crab and was clearing wards and just straight up died. Here you can see, like, sure, Chovy has no ult, so it's very different. But here you can see a little bit how different it is to play when Poppy is actually here with the squad, you know? Yeah, Canyon did run it down this game, plain and simple. They look for a little fight, but Genji, it's the same always. It's like Genji is inviting them to make mistakes, because they understand like the limits of their champs and the enemy champs. And this is where Genji is just better. They're just higher quality, you know. Just they just click better. It might sound rough, but I think Fnatic competed when it came to the macro end. It's just that in terms of how they tether and how they understand their champ limits, I think they're just better. Here I really don't get why Fnatic is sieging a tier 2 on mid lane. There's tier 2s on side alive. There's double wave stacking on bot. It's like here you have 2 cannons. There's no need for your melee champions to be in range of anything. Like you have 2 cannons hitting, you wait for the wave to stack on bot, and then you collapse on it, and then you play like that. I just think that Oscarinian and Razor just created way too much risk here for no reason. And now you see on bot wave, there's 2 waves stacking now. You can cross into bottom side of this wave. Maybe you leave Poppy here to buff it. Like imagine Poppy stays here to buff it. You cross into bot. Like they are seeing that HP, so they want to break it. But they have 5 people defending here, so the enemy team is going to look for a fight. People misunderstand Nash sometimes. Against Nash, you want to fight. The best thing that can happen to you is a good 5v5 when you're playing against Nash. Pace is irrelevant in this game? Not really, man. That's just scope. Like Pace did decent with rapid fire cannon. He got some good chunks in and was hitting. You know, like the Pace hate is really like way too like way too troll. But okay, you see they get engaged on in the mid wave. Genji find a good position, and in this spot, you know, Fnatic can still kite out. You know, they can kite out. They have some space to work with. Obviously, Kaz is going to chase them forever with Blue Smite, right? With his BS. Blue Smite, it is pretty bullshit, so it's a very good name. Here, Genji will look to chase and look to fight, but here it seems like Razork is just eeing in because he wants to dodge the bubble or something like this. Like here it looks like bubble's coming, but no, it's not even that, bro. He's just turning. He has no Orianna ult, nothing, and Fnatic just get annihilated, you know. Very close here that Noah pops off. I do think that his E might be on cooldown. After that auto, maybe he can spam press E. It's like very close, bro. Because he double taps and has Navori. It's very close to this fucking. His CD is on, you know. And now the game is looking very tough, right? The main issue is just that Aurelion Sol is casually getting 650 souls. He has 667 coming into this coming fight, you know. He's stacking so fast. Like Chovi's efficiency on stacking is beautiful. Keen is dropping low. Wow. Yeah, redemption from June, and Oscarini is very tanky. Chovy didn't do enough damage. It's crazy how Keen just Keen really fucks up the whole position of Fnatic here, because it's very hard for Fnatic to recognize that they need to be kiting downwards, right? But Chovy is also in a really good position. He's going to place his E right. It's a very hard position to play from. Maybe let me just go back here, because the initial one on Pace, when they go on him and burn his flash, it doesn't look too shabby. I wonder if they just are playing in the wrong area. Like right here. Like here, maybe they should just be walking out downwards, you know, to kite away from the Aurelion. Because the moment they're all in the pit, right, it's like, right now, this is just a little bit too easy for Genji to play. I want to see what happens to Humanoid here, because what happens to Humanoid is so strange. He just gets fucking dragged, bro. Like, look at him. Look at Humanoid here. Like, what happens to Humanoid's character? I think that after, like when they go on Draven the first time, I think they just need to commit all the way, right? I think they just need to commit all the way, and they need to go. Yeah, the E-pool is really fucking them up, you know? And then here, right, it's like all Genji need to do is wait for the spell. Another thing is, right, like I think not pulling out the Drake is really bad. Like legit, the E here is just really bad. Like honestly, that's probably just everything. Everything is fucked up based off of that. I think, like plain and simple, they need to pull out the Drake, and the position will be so much better because then they can stay in the dick bush. But now to hit the Drake, they need to lose position. They need to just pull out the Drake. Railwork E-ing here is so troll. It's so simple. No, they just don't pull out the Drake. That's what it is. Not pulling out Drake. They pull out Drake and it changes everything, man. No pull-out game, indeed. If they pull out the Drake, the whole position changes. Arenaso can't re-enter. He can't. Then Orianna can be in dig push, and they can take it easy, man. That is all she wrote, man. Oof. Honestly, rewatching these games, it was less close than I thought. It was less close than I thought. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so let's talk about the draft. LB team went Lucian, Nami. Here finally they went for Nautilus ban, they opened Senna. I like that, you know. For some reason Genji they didn't do the research. It's like Noah played 2 Senna games and he's 0-2. Like they don't want to play Senna, bro. No, thank you very much, Inju. I love you. I have delicious food here. Why would Genji research Fnatic? Let's be real. Come on, man. Alright. So they threw a Hail Mary LeBlanc pick. This is completely Hail Mary. Like blind picking LeBlanc is fucking difficult. Kesante ban, Rumble ban, Nautilus ban. I think it's solid. They went for Varus first pick. I think on blue side you can get away with doing shit like this, right? You go for Varus first pick. They went Varus Ash with Sion. Commitment, right? They make full commitment into the Sion swap, which is fair play. They went LB, Xin Zhao, and then yeah, LB team, like they can fucking pick anything on 5. I think the biggest grief from Genji is picking Vayne. Like you're picking Vayne when you know lane swap is coming. Like Vayne sucks ass at that, man. Like why on earth would you fucking want to play Vayne in this game? Your team is, you already know that you're gonna outscale. You just legit need to pick like fucking pick Ornn, bro. Like pick Ornn, and then you know you're going to like there's gonna be either Sion swap or you lane swap. So why are you picking Vayne? Like sure, this game it worked out, but I think it can be game losing to pick Vayne like this. Sincerely, it can be very, very game losing to pick Vayne like this. So it's like any meta mid laner wins lane against LB. It's all about like what does your jungle do, you know? It's like what does your jungle do? Your jungle can he pressure enough that you can like leverage chains, right? And to be honest, it's like Fnatic biggest strength is their 3v3 mid, the 3v3 on side. That's like their game plan. Oscarine is solid as fuck. They're playing 3v3 around their mid laner with jungle and support. And then Noah is just the biggest fucking passenger that is playing carry champs instead of supportive champs, right? That's all. That's Fnatic right now, in 2 sentences. I think picking Xin Zhao makes sense when Vayne is picked. I think you can consider Lee Sin Lock in here too, but then Zhao is just, you know, just provides your team with more tools. So yeah, Fnatic, they're lane swapping, they're doing the Sion swap, and the enemy team will just match with swapping into top. No, thank you.
Did you try?
No.
Can you use a bit of salt? Just put a bit.
Okay. You want it back?
Thank you.
I'm busy. Alright. So they are doing the Sion swap. The enemy team is lane swapping. Of course, it's like they are doing Sion swap. So the enemy is swapping away from it because they know they're going to get dove bot and they can't defend it. And they had many reasons to lane swap in the first place. So Sion is going to look to cross. Here, humanoid trading level 1, like we talked about it in the first game. Chovy did ward the bush because he knows that Camille is going to look to pressure him. Here, humanoid loses full HP and loses flash 2 against a fucking ghost Keen who has nothing to do, right? Like, well, what the fuck is this, you know? You already know that every top lane is gonna look to gank you normally, right? There's Sejuani as well. I really don't like that they don't ward in lane because Sion will look to cross. Like, if they ward in lane, Sejuani can like chunk him to 1 HP, like chunk him really, really fucking hard as he's going. I think it's crazy that Humanoid manages to stabilize from this position. Keaton doesn't take any XP, he's staying out of XP range. As you can see, he didn't take any XP just yet. And then he just walks, like he took a little bit of XP, I guess. Then he just walks to hit the turret and harass Humanoid under the tower. Oscarine is allowed to cross, but enemy team, I think they could have put ward in lane. I think this is like a little mistake. So now they're crossing. Varus Nash already hitting the tower. Keep in mind, Keen has no TP. Keen has no TP, he's playing Ghost Flash Vayne. That's why it's so bad. Like, you already know you want to lane swap against fucking Varus and Ashe, so why the fuck are you picking Vayne? Right? It's really not good. And then Vayne is late to the picture, and now they start, of course, Sion starts channeling Q, so Canyon throws spells, and now Lehens. I think Lehens probably should just go, like he can consider just killing Bubble, you know? He can skill Bubble level 2, use his spells, and they can use CC chain him. I think it could have been a little bit more elegant. First dive is fine, but here Sion, of course, is just clearing the wave. It's crazy how tanky the Sion passive is. Like early levels, he's just life-stealing way too much, I think. They need to do something about it, you know? Like early levels, he really, it's terrible, you know? Here we go again, and you know, this dive was bad for many reasons. It's like the way they played. Let me just take a look. So Canyon wants to cancel, right? Makes sense. Ideally, Canyon is not the one who starts tanking. Like, someone needs to fucking hit him, but he wants to cancel the Q, which makes perfect sense. Someone just needs to fucking hit it. Like Paze, throw your spells into him and tank it, so Sejuani can actually stack his stun because he's the only melee champion, right? If they ban Aurelion Sol, they'll pick Azir on 4, right? Like, they banned Tristana instead, which just shows that he wanted to pick LeBlanc into Aurelion Sol no matter what, right? If they ban Aurelion, I think it's a very high chance that they pick Azir on 4, because it was Corki, Talia, Aurelion out. Like, I think at that point people don't think there's more answers into Azir. But it could be that they, like, it could be in that situation they could say, we respect his LB, let's pick on 5. That could be what Genji think there. But okay, they could do this dive better, someone just needed a tank, so Sejuani actually could sack a stun, right? What if you ban ASO, let them pick Azir and answer Poppy into them? But why is Poppy is not good into Azir? Like, who I don't know who, like, wow, champion has a dash, so it's good, like, this is the biggest scope. But anyway, obviously they fucked up the top dive because Sejuani started tanking because he needed to cancel it. No one hit it. I think Paige should have just fucking throw all of his burst into it, and then that's it, you know. And they burned a lot of flashes, which is going to be very relevant here. You see that Ashe Varus, they match the base. Ashe and Varus match the base. But the thing is, guys, is that he banned Tristana. If enemy team reads that the enemy wants to pick LB and they don't pick Azir, then the enemy team will pick Tristana on 5. And maybe, of course, they will change their Vayne pick. They will just pick Vayne. They will like, oh, Aurelion Sol is out. We're gonna not pick Vayne on 4. And then we pick something different. And then probably they just look for Tristana angle on 5 or something like this, you know. But obviously they can't know that fucking Vayne is gonna be the 4 pick, because that should have been like Ornn, plain and simple. This, of course, is a really, really nice, delicious play here from June. I really didn't like that Noah. It took so long for Noah to fucking, like, why aren't they? He's like, why is Noah not all-inning here, man? Like, why is he walking back at all, man? That drove me a little bit crazy, but it's okay. It looked like, for me, I could hear June's comms here. Go, 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 fire! Ba, 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 ba. But okay, good punish. He dashed forward. No flash from the top dive. Nice punish. Is he waiting for June to connect? No, but look here. Look at this frame here. He hits. What is that frame here? Why is he not walking forward? Bro, he's legit pressing S, bro. They might one-shot him. They already use spells. Let's not say things just to say things. It will make these reviews a lot more smoother. This, when I saw this live, I thought that Humanoid fucked up his combo. I thought he QR'd. But here, like, if Humanoid just R's, like, appropriately, you know, on the chain, it would have been better, you know? He just... This was good combo from Humanoid. But it needed to change, so chain in a way that it was more consecutive with the E, so it would actually break, you know? He don't have flash, the kill is secure, the Nash on top of him, whatever. Nah, but the thing is, it's like all frames matter. All frames matter. Yeah, I thought he fucking QR'd. But here he needs to just chain earlier on the E, and then I think that more could be done. Like this was very good from Humanoid. I thought he fucked up the combo, but this was really, really good from Humanoid. Like really, like the all-in timer is really insane from Humanoid here. Like the swing here on the minion, like this is a really good all-in. Like this is very well done from Marek Brastalini. He just needs to fucking R earlier, of course. This was very well played. I thought Humanoid fucked up, but he smuffed. Really, really big smuff. So I maybe I didn't mention it, but blue side obviously need to snowball the shit out of this game. This is good, but Noah, what Noah does here is probably the biggest mistake he did all tournament long. No joke. Like he just dies. Like it just has the driest death ever. He has Xin Zhao and LeBlanc collapsing here. The enemy is so fucking oblivious. They're not under the turret. Sejuani did Void Grubs and revealed. Like Genji, the fact that this is happening to them, that's like a really bad sign from Genji, bro. It reminds me of MSI from last year when Billy Billy's bowling was diving everybody left and right. Just Noah starts tanking the turret, goes back, gets bubbled, gets one shot. I don't know, bro. And he flashes. Like, he played it as bad as possible, bro. I don't know, bro. It's like, still, Humanoid gets 2 kills, 2-0, LeBlanc, solid, good stuff, you know? Like, but you give a kill, and Aurelion Sol gets to take one full wave on mid, and you deny that wave from the enemy, like, Not good, man. Not good. Oscarini Panini has a little ignite in the pocket because he's playing Spellbook, which is very based. And then honestly, after the fact here, like I don't know, like this ward just doesn't spot Canyon or what? Like is that ward so poorly placed that it doesn't spot Canyon? Is that what is happening here? Is this like one of those wards that like shows only vision like that? Because maybe this ward is just so troll. I'm hoping that this ward is just poorly placed, because to die to this is crazy, you know? Like this is a wave that is slow pushing into you, you know? Alright. This is also a neat play, right? Humanoid from before, burning flash 1v1 in LeBlanc against Aurelion. It's very, very well done. It's very well done. Paze reaches level 6 here off of the wave, and Jun has no flash from before, and they just pop him. It's very close. It's the last fucking minion, so sucks for Jun, of course. But with this now, bro, with this bot lane situation, the game is very hard, guys. You need to be snowballing very hard, and then Keen roams into mid after crashing that top wave, and basing, and off of base goes mid. They punish Humanoid, wants to, like, we just push the wave that he's on, and the next wave is coming, and then he's gonna base. Good punish. Keen is in good condition. Fucking look at the items of bot, you know. You have these items against Varus and Ashe. The only thing that kept them in the game really was just Jun's arrows. Jun's arrows were brilliant this game, and they managed to get a lot of picks because of it. It was very, very nice to see. Jun bases now, and Delusion. Like, look at this Jun arrow here. Oscarini really fucked up his Q here. Should have played off the arrow better. Paze has flash. How to flash that one? But Humanoid once again, another one bites dust. He's 3-1. Has the Dark Seal stacks. Now Lehens tries to flash over, but they just continue with him. There's no one that can defend him. Vayne is on mid wave. Lucian is dead. Sejuani nowhere to be found. Even if Seju was here, what could he do? Jun with the arrow there, just from downtown. Beautiful. Here, not sure what the hell is happening. I think they just don't really realize that the TP is happening. I think that's it, you know? Like, they don't realize what's happening. I don't think they know this TP is happening, so Razork is just fighting away because Varus and Ashe are collapsing, but I think he just gets caught off guard by the fact that Aurelion Sol is here and gives a freebie. Humanoid crosses. Like here, this would have been a good spot to just play into topside and accept this Drake is gone because Simon is in the bot and play away from him. You can see TPs if you like look at it, you know, with your screen. Like you have to look at it. It doesn't show a minimap or anything. Here, Humanoid. Good combo. Like he starts with E. Like he doesn't do QE, he does WEQ, which is good. I think Noah plays it well too, but the fucking flash is a little bit disturbing, right? Ugh. And then here, Humanoid has kill range if he just auto attacks. I don't know, he's looking to E, like he just needs to basic attack. He gives a shutdown, 600 Gs. I think he could just basic attack them. And off of that, bro. Like, the game is way too even. The game is way too even at this state. Like the game is just plain and simple, just over, you know. I think LeBlanc needed his basic attack there, and then what else is there? Here, Humanoid does the opposite, where he QEs when he should E, right? This is what, like he should just E first, because it's hard to dodge them, and then Q. But he goes out, doesn't get the kill on the hands, and then Noah doesn't get the Q off. a good arrow here to cancel pays. Like, see the arrow just flies here to cancel pays. And then June blocks the ult and they go all out. Here, Humanoid just wanted to hit both, but managed to do a fucking field goal instead. Oof. This was not good. That's why you can't say that you can't say that he was like channeling some fucking Faker LeBlanc action, you know? That's why I thought that that tweet was a little bit off, because Humanoid had like a good early game, but then like he fucked up a lot, you know? I don't think this is like a game where you can like compare it to like Faker Prime LeBlanc, you know? Because that was really, really special. And that is all she wrote. That is all she wrote. I think Fnatic will take a big shit on Team Liquid, man. Like if that's where we should move this conversation to, like they will take a big dump on him, for real, for real, for real. Like they will really, really drag them, you know. Tomorrow as well, like, this is probably the least interesting series for me personally. Like, Bilibili is gonna 3-0 them. I think every series is gonna be 3-0. I already said it. I said 3-0 every series on day one. I think tomorrow's gonna be 3-0 too. And then we are gonna start Demon Hour, 6 a.m. stream starts. I think Team Liquid is going to get annihilated by Fnatic. But yeah, the tournament is going very much like expected, you know. Like if we look at like what are the surprises, if anything, right? I think the only real surprise is Oscarini. Everything else makes sense, right? Humanoid's LeBlanc is not a surprise. Him playing better international is not a surprise. June was great in regular split too. Like the biggest surprise, I think, is Oscarini. I think other than that, everything is exactly as expected. Besides maybe Flack was losing to PSG.